We are presenting data for analyzing the business. Today we will see how to get data, how to load into Power BI. Now we will see how to get data from Excel. Go to get data option and click on Excel workbook. Here we have one sample data, financial samples, and open it. These are the tables
Still data is loading. Wait for some time.
Yeah, now we get data. So in this canvas, still we don't have any visuals. Okay, this is called Power View. This is called both icons here. This is called Power Pivot. As we know, aware of this in Excel, who know the Excel, they know very well about Power View, Power Pivot, or Power Query. Right? Okay. We'll go through. We'll discuss later about Power Query and Power View. This is how we can get data from Excel. This is the only tables country only, and the separate city names are separated, and financial data is separated with it, right? So if we want to if there is any blank cells or data types, or we should change that before uploading the model. So we should know about that. What are the data types? Like here you can see the after load we can transform from here. So this is we call the transform pan or Power Query mode. We call this page Power Query mode. So here we can create separate calculated columns or extra columns what we need, and what types of this is column types. Now it is in text. We can change it like numbers or decimals, percentage, date, time, like this type. Okay, this will you can learn after coming classes. Okay, this is country. So we have financial tables. You should know. You should find the first find what are the dimension table and what are the fact tables. So what are the dimension? What are the fact table? Fact tables we have single, like for example we take financials recording uh, like sales amount. So sales, types of sales are there. So many types of goods or whatever the for example goods, services, and pens, papers, printers, like that. So which country we sold data, which country we are going business highest, which country we are going our business is going low. So we comparing we need to compare this data. First we need to create relations between these tables. When we completed this data transformation, right, we can close and apply now. So here is our data model. So Power BI will auto created the relationship like uh, between tables, right? So this relation, if we want this relation, we can keep this relation. Otherwise, we can delete from here. So now I am keeping this relationship as well. Yeah, hi. Sorry for the inconvenience. And one more thing, we will get data from direct source. We can. Yeah. Now here we can directly enter our data in Excel or the data model, right? Yeah. And one more option here, we'll get data from web page. We can connect with directly web through to the Power BI. Here, which data we want, like
Okay, guys. Again, I'm back. Mohan, Vijay. Thank you, Vijay, for your help. So here we are going to take the data from the web pages, like population of India from Wikipedia. I'm navigating to this URL. You can see there is population details year on year in Wikipedia. So you can see this table called population distribution by states and union territories in 2011. So I will try to import this data into the Power BI. What you have to do is just copy the URL and go to the Power BI, and here basic is there, right? Just paste your URL and it will take you to advanced. It will connect you to the that particular web page. See, it's connecting. It takes a while to fetch the data. So first what it will do, this Power BI query model is, it will look all the tables in this entire web page and try to extract all these tables into the Power BI. But for our report, whatever the required data only we need to import. So let's see how we can import our required data of this population distribution by states and union territories. You can see there are several tables. You can see here this table. You can select each table and see the preview what the table contains the data, and you can keep browse through all these tables, and when you come to this table you will see the required data. This is the data that we are looking here: rank, state, union territory and population, rank, state, union territory and population, and all the details are there. Now you have to check this box and if you are okay with this basic data, you can directly load to the Power BI model, or else you can click on the transform, where you will be having a chance to modify your data. Let's say I'm going to delete this step. I'm going to add that. Suppose your model has recognized like this all the columns. You can see all the columns. Now, what is your basic step is after importing the data into Power BI query model, the very basic step what you have to perform is you need to check the columns, whether these columns are converted properly. Nowadays, Power BI will detect automatically almost 99% the columns data types. If any one is missed, you need to go through manually and change that. So let's say now this Power Query model has detected 100%, but for to explain you, I have deleted that step, change data types. And one more thing, guys, if you delete any step from this query folder, you will not be able to get it back like a Control Z. You have to again redo it. So let's say this rank, we know that this is the number field, and also there is no decimal places in this column. So what you have to do, click on this ABC button and then select appropriate data type. So I'm going for whole number because there is no decimals to take the decimal number. It is not a currency format. It is not, sorry, it is a whole number and it is not a percentage. And also it is not a date and time. It is not a date. And I'm going with whole number. Now see this ABC changed to 123. So 123 stands for whole number. And even the state and union territory, it is a text field. So ABC, it is properly identified. And this ABC is a text. Sorry, this is whole number, right? There is no decimal places. So I need to change this to whole number. So when you convert one data type to another, this will ask whether you want to insert a new step. If you click add new step, that will be recorded as one more step in the query folder. Now there are 4 steps. It will be added another step with the 5th one. So I'm going to replace the current one. So current one is replaced. Earlier this number was left aligned. Now it is right aligned. And again this is percentage. So let's go with the percentage data type. Or else since I have taken the percentage, it is already percentage. So it is going 1650, which is wrong. So what I have to do, I have to go with the decimal only here. That time it will be 16.5%. Again, male, whole number, female, whole number. Difference between male and female, and a whole number. Sex ratio is again whole number. And rural, it is also whole number. Urban, whole number. Area, whole number. Density per kilometers, this is also whole number. So this is how you can transform the data. Transform is nothing but only you can see here there is an error. You can click on that error and see the data type is not able to identify. So what you have to do, you can eliminate all the errors. You can see this one, last hyphen is there. So that is the reason it is not able to identify as a number. So that's the reason it is giving error. So let us filter out this total from our model. I will select the whole thing and the total. I'm removing this total in here. So now this rank, there was an error right earlier. I will remove this 1 minute. Now, if you look, this rank field has an error. So this green line did not come, means there is a problem with in this column. So the problem we have identified in the source, that is due to this hyphen. In this data, we don't need this row at all. So I'm going to filter out that. So now the rank field is turned to green. Now we are good with this data. After doing all these actions, this is called data preparation actions. Once we prepare the data as needed for our dashboard, we can click and apply, close and apply. This will load the data into the Power BI engine. That's called Power BI model. So, because of this, that's throwing error, no problem. Suppose if you want to see what is the male and female percentage by, I'm going to take one basic chart, bar chart, for your understanding. Whenever you select a chart, each chart has different fields. So here, once you take any chart, under this build visual pane, you can see there are certain fields that you need to you need to drag the fields into these various sections. So I'm going to take the female into value and male into the value, and the area, sorry, area is number field, state and union territory into the x-axis. Yeah, this axis field is nothing but x-axis. You can see how the data looks like in the chart. So this blue is when you move the cursor onto any one bar, you can see what is that bar stand for. That is for Uttar Pradesh and female head count population, and the dark blue is Uttar Pradesh and male. Similarly, all other states. So this is how you can create some basic charts using data. So for time being, I'm going to remove this. And also, once you load the data, if at all you wanted to delete any data from your model, you can click on this table name, this small 3 dots icon is there, right? Click on that and delete from model. That table will be deleted. So I'm going to delete that. Anyway, we have the financials data to explain. So I go with this financials. So the data has been deleted. If you go to the transform data also, the data will not be there in the model anywhere. So I have city, country, and financials. So before preparing the dashboard, as I suggested you, the most recommended way is you have to check the data types. So here segment, it is a text field. ABC means text field. You can see here text. So what are the fields will come under text? Any field containing alpha and alphanumeric data, that will be treated as text field. And any number with decimal places will be considered as decimal number. Here you can see that icon 1.2 for decimals. The same data type is applied to units sold. And the first 4 fields treated as text field. And here, if you see manufacturing price, it is identified as a whole number 1, 2, 3. It is identified. So here there are no decimal places. When you click this little drop down, you can see the all the numbers. There are no decimals at all. These all are whole numbers. Similarly, sale price, gross sales, uh, and gross sales has some decimal places. You can see here 333,187.5, which is a decimal place, and that's why this field is recognized as a decimal number. And units.
One second, Mon. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
Do we get text as well as numeric number in one cell? I don't think.
Yes, yes. Sometimes, suppose here segment is there, right? Let's say
Correct.
mid market 1, mid market 2, mid market 3 are there.
Huh.
Even
In
that
that case, which one we need to select? Same text only.
text only. Alpha and alpha numeric will be treated as text only.
Okay.
Okay.
But in this file, we have less columns that so manually we can, if multiple and a huge file, is there any other ways to change the this one? What you are explaining now?
Yes, yes. To change the data types, almost nowadays Power BI has a lot of artificial intelligence built in within the application. So it will 99% it will identify, but it is a good practice to go through each column and check the data types whether it is identified or not.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
One, you are recording this, right?
Yes.
Session.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So when you come to the date field, sometimes these dates in US format, the month and day and year will not be there. Sometimes it will be day, month and year, which cannot be recognized as a date. So that time you have to go here and manually change to date type. Okay. So that time, once you change this to date type, it will automatically recognize as a date. Let's say we don't have month number and month name and year format here. So year format here. So we need to extract month number, month name and year from this date field. How to extract? So for time being, I'm going to close this and I'm going to delete this. One more time, I will import the data in the financials data. So let's say we don't have these three fields. You have to save it and again you launch the Power BI application. Close this pop-up. Again, get data. I have a PDF here for your reference. You can follow these steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and also for each step I have written what that step is stands for. You can follow this one. I am going to share with you today. So first go to get data. sorry, you can click on the get data. This pop-up comes up. This pop-up comes up. It will show all, under all the data connectivities will be there. Pick which is required for your dashboard. And also these all are categorized into 6 data types, 6 data connectivity types. One is file, database, and Power Platform, Azure, online service, other. When you click file, all file types will be there. These are the files that we can import. So we go with Excel workbook. From here, you can select and connect. You can click here. This is one way. And other way is you just click the little drop down under get data and click on the Excel workbook. This is one way to connect. And you can click directly on the Excel workbook, and also click here import data from Excel in the on the canvas. It will take to the same pop-up. So all these are the ways to launch this pop-up. That's all. There is no reason to explain. Only these are the ways to launch this open pop-up. So select the Excel file and click on open. And in this Excel file, I have 2 sheets. See, sheet 1 and sheet 2. There are 2 sheets. In the sheet 1, I have only one table, which is formatted as Excel table. You can see this table name is given TBL Financials. And sheet 2, again, there are 2 tables. One is TBL Country and other one is TBL City. You can see these 2 different icons. Under sheet 1 and sheet 2, there is an infinite symbol. Can you see this infinite symbol under sheet icon? Whereas the table icons doesn't have it, and there is a blue header line on the top row, and different cells are there. So what is the difference between these 2 icons? When I click sheet 1, it will take the same data of financials, and when I click financials also, it will take the whole data. And in future, if you add any new column here, it will be considered to import into your Power BI model. Similarly, in sheet 1 also, it will try to import the whole data. The new columns also, it will import. But when you come to the TBL city and the TBL country, there are 2 different tables in the same sheet. The problem here is when you import the sheet 2, it will combine both the tables into one table in the Power BI. It cannot recognize when you use the sheet as an object. It will import both the tables into one table. To avoid this kind of confusion from Power BI, we have to import only the tables always. The most recommended way to import the data is tables. Don't import sheets until or unless you are confident your sheet doesn't have multiple tables. When you have multiple tables in one single sheet, please don't try to import as a sheet. Go with the tables only. Okay, so once you click these tables, you can see the preview here. And if you are confident that your data is perfect and no need any data cleaning and data types actions needed, you can directly load to the model, or else you can click transform. I just click the transform data button. It will take to the query editor. So I don't have any issue with my data. I have already formatted very nicely. The only thing is I need to add another 3 columns. One is month, number, month name, and year. How to extract from this date field the month number, month name, and the year fields. So go to go to add column. There is a custom column option to utilize. Just click it the custom column. So you have to give a name to the column name. Let's say month, month number. There is a direct formula in Power BI, date month, open bracket. You have to give, you have to supply an argument date time. That field date, you can click on the insert, it will insert, then close it. Click OK. See, this month number has come. This is January. This is these three rows are from June. This is from December. So 12 has come. Again, you need to convert this to whole number. Again, go to custom column. Here, date, date dot year. These formulas are case sensitive. Be careful while writing. Open bracket. Again, you give the date field. Either you can select the date field and click insert, or you can double click it. It will take automatically. And one more thing you have to observe, this bottom one small notification is there, right? Token right parenthesis parent is there. It is parenthesis expected. So this is one error. This should not be an error while writing formula. This should be always no syntax errors have been detected. When this mark has come, that means your formula is correct. Otherwise, there is an error in writing a formula. Again, whole number. One more. Month name. Here there is a formula called text format. Open bracket. Give the date field. What format you wanted to type. Convert this. M. If you give 3 M's, it will give first 3 characters of the month. It will give, if you give only 1 M, it will give only numbers 1, 2, 3. If you give 2 M's, that it will give 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3 like that month number. It will give if you give 4 M's, it will give full name January, February, March like that. So I'm going to give only 3. Oh. Think here there is no function to write. This function is not accepted. So this is one way of adding formulas. I will show you another way how to add the month name here. So here year and month is extracted perfectly. I'm going to click close and apply. All three tables are getting loaded here. So one thing is pending, that we need to add the month name. I'm going to close this workbook as well. So it is loaded perfectly without any errors. So this is the, you can see the right side, there are three icons. One is, this is called report view. These two are called as Power Pivot. So in the Power Pivot, you can go to the second icon and financials. Here we can, here also we can add the month name. So here be careful to select the options. Here we need to add a column. So new column. But before adding a column, you must select that respective table. That column, whatever you are adding, that goes to the respective table. So here month name equals to format. What we need to format here? The date field. Date. You can see here, where is that date? This, when you see this list, you can see that fx. So fx stands for function. All these are functions in the Power BI. In the bottom, you can see another date, TBL financials date. This TBL financials is the table name, and this date is the field name. So based on this field, we need to extract the month, comma, give 3 M's, sorry, and again we need to close double quotes and close it, then hit enter. So you can see that month name has come with the 3 characters of the every month. So this is how you can add the month name. And here I will take you through the model of this one, not now, maybe in the upcoming class I will take you through these joins and all. And for time being, you can ignore this. So now we have prepared the data and loaded into our Power BI model. So let's build some basic dashboard using this data. So first of all, you need to understand what are the categorical fields, what are the dimensions we have. Dimension is nothing but the value fields. So what are the value fields we have? You can see this sigma mark before the field name. All these sigma marks are the numerical values. You can use this as a dimensions. Sorry, you can use this as a measures. Measures are nothing but the numerical columns, and the dimension is nothing but the field which doesn't have any icon, and the date fields. As we discussed, alpha and alphanumeric, and the date fields will be your dimensions. So let's say we are going to build one small chart, basic chart like a bar chart. We need to see country wise what are the sales. So we need to drag this country into the x-axis and the sales into the values. So you can see country wise we have sales here. You can see country wise what are the sales here. USA some sales, Canada has some sales. So how to recognize how much sales this bar contains? When you move the cursor, you can see that sales numbers 2 crore 50 lakhs 29,830. So instead of when you move the cursor, you can also show the number on the top of each bar. For that, select the chart, go to format icon, and here you can see uh, data labels. Just click on this icon, just on it, it will show the numbers. The currently it is showing in millions. If you don't like to view in the millions, you can change that. Under just expand the data label, go to values. Here display units is there, right? It is taking automatically. You can change that to thousands, or you can change that to millions, or you can change that to billions. However you wanted to view, you can change that. So let's go for thousands time being, and value decimal places. After decimal, sorry, there are after decimal there are two digits. If you don't want to have two digits, you can turn off that. In the value decimal places, give 0. That decimal places will be taken out. And this chart title is in the left top left corner. You can again that you can arrange it. Go to general. Under title, just expand it. Here you can see horizontal alignment. You can click on the center. If you don't like this font type sales country, you can also change to any one font. You can see a lot of fonts here. Let's go for Segoe UI semi bold, and also we can reduce the font. So this is how you can basically format this one. And you can in Excel how we rename the sheets, you can also rename this like sales report. And similarly, so here y-axis, anyway this millions format is there. If you don't want to see this millions in the y-axis, you can turn it off. Go to the format, expand the y-axis, title, y-axis title, which is the sales, you can turn it off. And even y-axis completely you can turn it off. Similarly, x-axis title also you can turn it off. So this is how you can do some basic formatting on each chart. If you don't like this bar color, if you want to give some other your company predefined colors, you can go to these columns and change the colors as you wish. So this is one chart that we have built. So let me minimize this, and I'm going to take another chart like clustered bar chart, this clustered column chart, this clustered bar chart. I'm going to add another one. So for this one, I wanted to see my sales based on the discount band. So let's take discount band in the y-axis and the sales into the value section. We can see and turn on the this data labels in the millions format. It is there, which is okay. And if you wanted to turn off the x-axis and y-axis titles, you can turn it off. So let it be this x. Let me turn off this x-axis. I don't want this scale 0, 20, and 40 million scale, which is understood by looking at the data itself. And let's format the title. Go to general and expand the title and center it, and take the same font name and give the same size 10. And one thing, guys, whenever you are going to create multiple charts, the chart title size, how much you are giving to the first chart, maintain the same size and font names to all other charts also, which looks good. If you give each chart one different size, that will not be a professional way to maintain a report. Okay, so this sales by discount by band. Suppose I don't want this title, I wanted to give some other title, which is my own title. Go to general again, expand the title. Here sales by discount band is there. I will remove this sales. I can also give like this, my own chart title. So now I will go to the donut chart. So whenever you are creating a donut or pie chart, there is one small basic rule. So when you have multiple categories in one column, you can use the donut or pie chart. So let's say I wanted to see by segment. By segment, what is the cost? I'm going to expand this pane. Where is my manufacturing cost? Manufacturing price. So this is how my manufacturing price is split. So if I look for government, it is $29,138. If you don't look, if you don't want this legend to be on the right side, you can move it to bottom. Go to format, legend. Instead of right center, take bottom center. It will be aligned like this. And also, if you don't want this title, you can turn it off. Segment title. This is how you can format your chart. I'm going to format my title, which needs to be the same font, Sequoia UI semi-bold, and give the same size 10, and it is center aligned. So whenever you expand an object on the canvas, you can see this a red dotted line that indicates your dragging position is aligned with the top side object or bottom side object. That means those, wherever that line comes, those objects are in the same line. I'm going to expand this one in the bottom. I will also arrange this in the left side. You can see now this, whatever I am dragging, that object is aligned with the top side object. And I will take another chart, pie chart or line chart. I will take the line chart. So now line chart. So when you will see the when you want to create the line chart, so line chart always should be created based on the time series. For us, the time series is the date field here. Just click here in the date field, all the dates will be added. As soon as you click the date, it will be split into 4 categories. One is year, quarter, month, and day. So this is called a hierarchy. If you don't want, this is a pre-built option in the Power BI. If you don't want to view in this kind of view, you can change to date, which will be date only. I will see what are the discounts we have given month on month. I will take the discounts into the value. So this is how it will show the line chart. I will show you the advantage of the date hierarchy now. I turned it back to the original date hierarchy. So here you can see small two down arrows. When you click this down arrows, it will take to the next level of hierarchy. Now it is in the year level. Now it is in the year level. You can see in the x-axis the year name year. When you click it, it will go to the quarter level. When you click one more time, it will go to the month level, which is, you can observe here what are the hierarchy: year, quarter, and month. When you click one more time, it goes to the day level, because all the dates are belongs to days, right? It will go to, it will give only one day. And when you click again down up arrow, it will give to, it will go to the next previous level hierarchy, month and quarter. So let it be in the month level. So this is how we can create some charts here. Sorry, I forgot to format this chart title. Let's go to general and the title. Pick the same font name, UI semi bold, and then give 10 font size and center alignment. So again, I am going to disable this y-axis. I don't need this one, discounts and this scale, y-axis scale, y-axis, title, and turn off the y-axis. So now I'm good. I need to give a proper name to my dashboard. Go to insert and take a text box. And align properly. I'm going to sales report of BBC company. So you can increase the font size. Already my font name is the same, Sequoia UI, which is good. If you want to take Sequoia UI bold, you can take, or you can give the bold here. You can increase the font size 16 as you wish. And you can change the font color as well here. Let's go for sales report. And also to give a professional look, I'm going to add one shape here. So whenever you add a shapes or objects, it will be in the order. So the first object will go to the back, and the latest object which we added will come to the foreground. Suppose if you want to send this to back of the text or the title, dashboard title, select that object and go to format and send it to back. Now this object will go to the back and the text will come front. And also I'm just increasing the size, and also you can go and select the shape. Style. I don't want a border. I will turn it off. I will give the color to ash color or light blue. But I will go with ash color. And this one, I will remove the background for the text box, which will be synced with my that white space will not be there. I will move it little down. If possible, if you want to change the font color based on the background, you can change it. Now, suppose if you want to add any your company logo, go to insert, image, just select an image. So I have an image here. I will take my logo here. Just resize how much you wanted to place. I will resize this much. And also there is one object called a slicer. When you click this one, this pop-up will come. This is how to add the slicers. So let's say I want to go with the country. Minimize it. You can have this kind of bigger object, or else you can choose this little drop down and you can select this drop down list. This will be treated as drop. You can place wherever you need, and you can turn it off the background of the slicer. Now, whenever you select, suppose Canada, I'm going to select, my all visuals will be synced based on my selection, Canada. Suppose if I go to France, all 4 visuals will be, the data will be shown based on the France, even Germany. Suppose if I want to see my data with the 2 countries together, France and Canada together, hold the control key and click. So now my data is shown Canada and France. So this is how you can add the slicers and drill through it. Suppose if you wanted to release your slicer together, you can click on this little clear selections icon. It will be reset. So I forgot to add the data labels for my line chart. Sorry for that. I'm going to add the data labels. So my data labels are added. So this is how you can create some basic charts and save it. class. Save. So this is how you can create. So suppose this background is white and chart's background also white. If you don't like it, you can also change the canvas background. Don't select any object, just click on the canvas and go to this format. In the canvas background, give some light shade and the transparency is set to 100. Just reduce the transparency. So this is how you can format and align all the objects together. Do I have any doubt in this? If you have any questions, you can please ask me before we wind up. Also, and one more thing, I have a small case study for you guys to import the data and create some small chart. There are only 2 charts. Try to perform this action at your own time, convenient time, and just you can send us to our email ID. I will give my email ID on the WhatsApp. So just import the financials data, create a cluster column chart using sales and discount band fields. Rename the title as appropriate. If you would like to rename the chart title, you can rename it and create a pie chart with a segment and a sales field. Again, rename the title and create a slicer for country. So these 6 actions you try to perform today and reply us. Okay. Anyone is having any doubts, please, you can ask. So I will take it as no, since no one having any doubt. So I will mail you again tomorrow's meeting link again. We will meet again tomorrow. And before that, if you have some time, please try to perform the case study and revert back. Also, please drop your email address on WhatsApp group so that I can mail you all this material today, what we discussed. I can.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Let's see in tomorrow's session.
Mohan, you are going to send this record also, right?
Yes, I will send you.
Yeah. Using this record class session, we'll try to complete that work. Otherwise, if we have any doubt, tomorrow we'll ask.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, Raj. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.